So where do we find reservoirs? What are the possible occurrences? I know we have engineers here, we have geoscientists here, we probably have people who are just friends of learning. Okay, so we can find them on the surface. So while I say reservoir, I don't think of it as something very, very so nuclear, something you can't relate to. It is just what you see on the surface. Okay. This is a picture taken. I took this picture taken from somewhere in the USA, in Salt Lake. So what you see on the surface, sandy rocks, sometimes not so sandy, outcrop. We call them outcrops. They are actually one expression of reservoirs. And then this is a close-up on another expression of reservoirs. This is here in Nigeria. Very nice looking sands with what we call faucet plains, if you see them. I will talk a lot more about what these do in terms of connectivity as we progress. Okay. Now there are some other occurrences of reservoir. For again, you may know this, what we call well cores. So some companies dig like you're digging a hole down, vertically down, or you are digging a hole through a surface occurrence of an outcrop of an outcrop or a reservoir, and then this is what you see. So surface occurrence will be as outcrop or as well cores, and then in some other model, I'll show you that in a bit. We'll also look at them in wells. Now, why are we looking at this reservoir on different occurrences? Because at the end of the day, it captures the reservoir at different scales. So for this very one, using the cores, you can use what you see on the core to better understand what we call environment of deposition. I'll talk about that also as we progress. In other words, where did this reservoir come from? Did it come from a beach environment? Did it come from a river environment? Did it come from lagoon? Where did it come from? So well cores will give you that picture. And then for those of us who are subsurface engineers who would like to create engineering or property models, well cores have a way of giving us a picture of what to put in there as our porosity, our permeability, in both vertical and in other directions. Okay, so well cores are really very useful in terms of understanding reservoirs and how we characterize them. I also did say that another occurrence of reservoirs will be as well logs. If we have people who are petrophysics here, or people who are pretty familiar with geophysical logs, we have what is called gamma ray or spontaneous potential logs. So these are logs that help you actually differentiate between sand from mud or reservoir from non-reservoir, and the expressions depending on where the sand is coming from. So that's just another expression or another occurrence of reservoirs. So I like to think of reservoirs as things that occur both on the surface and on the subsurface. Either way, it gives us a picture of what this entity called reservoir is. This entity that has the capacity to keep hydrocarbons